But Oliver, you were Middle East editor for some time for Oxford Business Group, so you are very familiar with this region, the key players, the key stakeholders. What do you make of the progress they're making?
Good morning, Sally. First and foremost, I think what I'm struck by is this position of leadership that we're seeing from these hydrocarbons exporters, a phrase I prefer to use than fossil fuels, because fossil fuels has sort of connotations, but we're talking here about oil and gas, and these countries of the Gulf are huge contributors. So I think it's actually very positive. And the fact that this has come down to semantics and nuance is a reflection of the enormity of this situation we're facing here. So I think it's a strong position of leadership from the Gulf, and obviously particularly from the UAE that has the presidency this year. And the fact that it's being scrutinised so closely by these hydrocarbons exporters, hydrocarbons users, is a reflection of that. Equally, we can expect those countries that are at the other end, that are suffering from that, the small islands, for example, to be looking at it from the other angle. So the fact that it's come to the wire in the way that it has should really, in my mind, be no surprise, Sally.
It's no surprise. I mean, it went to the wire. I remember in Glasgow, I mean, there was tears. There was literal tears in Glasgow. It was so tough to get to an agreement. It is so difficult to reach agreement with so many countries represented who have very different issues and needs and problems when it comes to climate. What do you make of how this whole event was run? Sultan Jaber as chair. It was so controversial when he was appointed because, of course, he is the CEO of UAE's major oil company. Do you feel it's actually gone well, despite all the negativity that was surrounding this event at the beginning, the BBC reporting to say that it was being used to just broker lots of oil deals?
Yeah, I think obviously there's controversy because people like to look for that. The simple fact is that the UAE and many of the Gulf countries are huge exporters of oil and gas. The fact that this event has been held in this region is actually a reflection of that. Secondly, and I think perhaps more importantly, this is the first time that all hydrocarbons, coal, gas and oil have been included in this negotiating draft. So I think that in itself is a reflection of a huge shift and a huge position of leadership. I've seen equally the headlines around the next COP event, which is scheduled to take place in Azerbaijan, again raising eyebrows, another oil producer. However, perhaps this is taking the argument straight to the, if you like, the horse's mouth. These are the countries that are producing it. These are the people that are going to be hopefully at the forefront of pushing some of those transitions. And I may add that countries like the UAE and Saudi Arabia are actually at the forefront of some of this cleaner tech that we're seeing in the oil and gas industry.
Good to get your take, Oliver. Nice to